arrived at the popular Bahrain International Circuit in Sakhir for the running of the Bahrain Grand Prix, the third to last race of the season, where the title could be decided this week. Coming into this week, two drivers have been making the news this week. The first team news of the day comes from Red Bull, as they have announced after so much speculation with it going back and forth, the 7-time race winner George Roque will remain with the team for a third successive season. George has had a better season compared to 2021, with the second half of the season coming good for him. He currently lies third in the Drivers' Championship, 11 points behind teammate Evan Byrne, and his team Red Bull lies second in the Constructors, 24 points behind rivals Mercedes. After a winless 2021 season filled with a lot of frustrations, George has had a better 2022 season, with so many second places to the point where people were calling him a P2 merchant, and the fact that he has finally achieved 2 victories as a Red Bull driver, with those victories coming at Suzuka and Kota. George will be relieved to know that he will still be with Red Bull for another season, and he'll be hoping to continue his form from the second half of the season into next season, and hopes that he can challenge for his first World Championship. He will once again partner alongside Evan Byrne, meaning Red Bull will become the first team to retain their lineup into 2023. With George staying at Red Bull, you would think that Andre Verderi would be confirmed at Ferrari, right? Well, not yet, and this is down to 2 reasons. Firstly, due to Dominic Ticelli having a slight chance of the C, with him looking to get some good performances in the Alfa Romeo, and the other being another candidate that has crept up recently. That driver being current Lamborghini driver Rahul Patel, as if he misses out on his first choice, which is Sauber, he does have a chance of being Chris Chatfield's new teammate at Ferrari in 2023. It will be interesting to see who the Scarlet Red team end up going with. The second and final team news of the day comes from Mercedes, as after missing out on the second Red Bull seat, Mercedes have announced the Mexican Grand Prix winner Amar Kar will remain with the team for another season. Amar has had a frustrating 2022 season, despite this season's Mercedes being a lot better compared to last season when he was challenging for the title with Franco Gamba. He currently lies 4th in the Drivers' Championship, 11 points behind the man who he missed out on the Red Bull seat to George Roque, and his team Mercedes lead the Constructors' Championship by 24 points ahead of Red Bull. Up until the Mexican Grand Prix, Amar's season has been filled with frustration, with him failing to achieve a victory in the 17 races before Mexico. Despite a consistent start to the season, bad luck and frustration crept in to the point where, like with George Roque, he is considered an outsider in the championship. However, in Mexico, things came good, as he finally grabbed his first win of the season after a dominant performance in changeable wet conditions. Amar, whilst disappointed he missed out on the Red Bull seat, will be at least happy to know that he'll still be on the grid next season, and he'll be looking to finally win his first World Championship in 2023. The only question remaining at Mercedes is who will be Amar's teammate, with his current teammate Franco Lopez leaving the team at the end of the season to join the returning Toyota team. It does look like it is going to be a huge fight between 4 drivers to get that second seat. These drivers being current Lamborghini driver Laura Chung, who's made it clear that she wants to leave Lamborghini at the end of the season, current Renault driver and Chinese Grand Prix winner Jesus Perinen, current McLaren driver and 2-time world champion Joseph Willows, who last partnered with Amar Kar back in 2018 at Ferrari, and current AlphaTauri driver and 2009 world champion Miklos Gal, who last partnered with Amar at Red Bull in 2016 and 2017. It will be fascinating to see who ends up being Amar's teammate in 2023, as it could go either way. And that is it for this week's edition of the GP4OC News. The penultimate team news will break next week at the first ever Argentine Grand Prix at Balcarce. Who will be announced next? Tune in to practice next Tuesday at the Autodromo Juan Manuel Fangio, which will be the first ever top class meeting to be hosted by F2 and DTM host and official top class backup host Dioka.